Ooh, all right. Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of the White Monster podcast. Here with myself, Declan Moody, and Austin Senos. Welcome.
Yeah, basically, we're going to try to give this a go. I mean, we talk so much shit during practice. Some of the boys are like, you guys should probably fucking try to monetize this because that's just how this fucking business goes. So we're going to try to give it a go. If it sucks, no one will ever hear this except for maybe my fucking wife, but we'll see how it goes. Try to get some cool guys on here. And
yeah, luckily for us, we're at a place at B Team where we get a lot of cool visitors come through. So we're going to have a bunch of guys. We've already got some guys lined up, some exciting guests. So for people that aren't just interested in jiu-jitsu, it's not going to be just jiu-jitsu. We'll just talk some shit, tell some stories, and then we'll have some really cool guests on from all walks of life. So looking forward to seeing where this goes. But like Austin said, if it's a pile of shit, you'll never see it anyway.
Fuck, yeah. Yeah, basically, it's Sunday. Pretty chill day. Just got up, walked the dog, and then we went and did some private training.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, the room at the moment. Like, just today alone, we had Joe Chan, Owen Jones, Dima was there, Linus, Leon, Vinny Barbos.
Vinny Barbos, dude.
Who am I missing? Nick Mattia. So, like, just for us, Kenta. You look at that, that's like, what, 4 ADCC CGI vets, UFC Fight Pass vet.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean, just to wake up on a Sunday and, like, for people that don't know, B Team's closed on Sundays, so nobody really trains on Sundays. Everyone just takes a day off, but we fucking train with a bunch of children who don't get sore and they don't get tired, like Owen and Joseph, so pretty lucky they hit me up and like, hey, can we beat you up on Sunday?
Yeah, I didn't train. I watched. Sunday is a day of rest and a day of picking Joe's brain.
Yeah, not for me. I mean, I should be doing that. I'm older than you, and I'm falling apart. But you know, yeah. Anytime I can pick fucking Owen or Joe's brain, I learn more on. I mean, it sounds bad, I guess, but I learn more on those Sunday sessions than I feel like I have in forever. It's crazy how smart Owen and Joseph are for how old they are.
Yeah, Joseph, obviously, like for me personally, is like influenced my entire jiu-jitsu. Probably wouldn't have made it to ADCC without Joe, and like is an amazing friend of mine. But I think people are sleeping on Owen. I think he has a very similar mind to Joe and his ability to just understand how his body works and how jiu-jitsu in general works. So I think people start to respect that more when they get to see him more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first time I saw Owen, I just saw him like through flow and stuff, and he's like this very like big personality and puts on a show, and I was like, he's just like a young kid. I'm gonna have nothing in common with this kid. You know what I mean? He's just a big personality and selling it, and then when he comes in the room, he's super respectful, super chill, and like even not even asking him questions, he just watched me and Joe roll, and Jay pointed me 50,000 fucking times, and right after he was like, hey man, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and like he's probably given me like 4 or 5 things within like 2 sessions that I've immediately thrown into the game, and I looked at him today and I was like, dude, everything you've told me works.
Yeah, I think that's what we're lucky with in terms of like B Team itself is like the minds that we have. It's like we get so many different perspectives, and guys like Joe and Owen will come in and like give a different perspective, but just have such creative looks on the sport. You know, obviously full time we've got Nick Rod and Ethan and Nicky Ryan when he's healthy, so we're lucky in that facet. But then to have the other guys come in. And something else I want to get on this podcast is like the sort of side of life of the B Team that people don't see, because like we're not superstars of the gym, you know. Yeah. Like so, we're gonna give I think a different perspective that people might not have seen before. And
for sure. I mean, speak for yourself. I'm Canada's #1 fucking uke, so you know what I mean. The people know, dude. No, for sure. Like, yeah, like there's a whole other side to it. I mean, like people get to see some of the stuff, but. I mean, there's like, yeah, we'll basically cover like a lot of the shit that people don't get to see in the YouTube channel. But kind of going off what you said, like, yeah, it's super like Nick Rod and Ethan and Nick Ryan when he's like good to go is like crazy. So it's just nice to have like a switch up between like the day to day and then randomly for like a month we have everyone from overseas come over.
Yeah, and, it becomes the UN real quick, you know.
Yeah, dude, super fucking quick when the Asians come in, dude. Especially Kenta just showing up out of nowhere.
Just rocked up to the gym the other day, and Kenta was the only person in the gym.
Only person dry scooping EAAs.
I don't know how effective that is. I'm not sure if anyone's going to tell Kenta. I don't know if on the Japanese packaging they tell you can add water to it or what.
Bro, between dry scooping and supplements, and the guy literally just comes in. Actually, I haven't seen it yet. Normally he comes in with a grocery bag full of liquids. Like, he's got, like, a Gatorade. Well, it depends which one he's on. He's been on Pedialyte the one trip. The next trip, it was Gatorade.
The first trip was iced tea. Craig told him that iced tea was healthy, and he was coming in with, like 2 liters for the Freedom units. That's about a gallon of iced tea, and just drinking it through the day because Craig told him it was healthy. And then I think he discovered that he's having maybe a kilogram of sugar a day.
That's fucking crazy. Fucking Kenta. But yeah, dude, he comes in with a bag and he'll like have like, I guess iced tea or Gatorade or Pedialyte, whatever he's on. I think he was on Powerade last time. He'll have a Powerade, and then he'll have a water, and then he'll have another type of electrolyte drink, and then he'll have a protein drink, and then he'll have like a banana. And he won't eat the banana all. He'll have a bite of it between rounds, and he puts it all back in the bag and sets it on the fucking mat, and then rolls, and then comes back to his bag, and he has a hand towel too.
Yeah. This is very Japanese. Like when I lived there, you go to the like Family Mart or 7-Eleven style store, and then everything comes in a plastic bag. Everything, like no matter what amount of recycling we're doing, it's irrelevant because everything in Japan is single-use plastic. Okay, so it's probably just abandoned recycling right there.
I mean, I quit believing in recycling when I moved to America.
I think they quit recycling years ago.
I don't think they ever did it. I think they just have fucking bins, dude.
They just got 2 different trash bins.
It's fucking crazy. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's just a cultural thing. It's very funny, though, seeing it in the US.
It blew my mind. I was like, who's this cute little man in the corner with his bag?
Yeah,
obviously I knew who he was. I've watched his jiu-jitsu, but
we're gonna try and nab Kenta for an episode while he's here, so he'll give his perspective. I think people, and we'll delve deeper into Kenta. You know, I think people think of him as like 3-time trials winner, but he's also a physicist and just an outlier in Japan. Grew up in the UK and the US as well, so we'll quiz him on his life.
Yeah, we're definitely, like, while the boys are here, we're going to, like, rack up a bunch of episodes. Like, I think the next one we're going to throw on, spoiler, but the next one we're going to kidnap Joseph Chen.
I think we'll try and do Joe and Owen together.
That'd be sick.
I think that's the plan. We'll see if we can rope them both on the same day, but yeah. I think the dichotomy there will be excellent.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to grab them, and then Chris Wojcik, we're going to try to... Chris Wojcik's the fucking boy. Chris
will probably be a very recurring guest if we can keep him out of the writing room.
Yeah, if we can convince him. I mean, the hard part is if Chris does it and he's like, you two are... I mean, he knows what he's getting himself into. He pretends to be smart writing all these fucking books and stuff. He's one of us. He hangs out with trash. You know what I mean? So we'll get him in here a bunch, too, because Chris is an interesting fucking guy, too.
He's like an onion. He's got layers, you know?
It's crazy. Every time we hang out with him...
We'll reveal some of his secrets.
Oh, bro. Every time we hang out with him, we learn something else from him, but...
Also, yeah, his girlfriend, Open Invitation Mara, again on here, for sure. Tell some Chris Wojcik secrets and some of your own stories.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Emily, no.
Emily will be on for sure.
Nah, dude, we're not bringing...
We'll find out all about Austin, everything he doesn't want to share.
Yeah, the wife will come on and absolutely obliterate me, so that's sick. But yeah, no, so today was pretty chill.
Don't hide the Lucy's from the camera. Let everyone know.
These are money. These are way better than Zyn, by the way. But, yeah, so today was pretty good. We just go in and it's not like super hard training. It's more just like everyone. It's like, what did you find worked and didn't work this week? And then let's just saw it's like, or you just find random stuff. Like right off the hop, like Dima was like trying to pass my guard. And my guard passing is fucking, I mean, let's just try to be nice to myself. It's fucking atrocious. But, right after, Owen, like, came over and was like, bro, well, Dima was like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And then Owen also, like, came over and was like, hey, man, like, you really got to do this, and you got to do this. And I was able to implement that. And then I work with Jeremy Skinner a bunch on Atomic Dojo.
Yeah, we both work with Skinner. It's a big help. Thanks. Shout out to Skinner. He's the boy.
Big shout out to Skinner. He's definitely the boy, man. Like, he's one of the nicest guys I've met in the game for sure.
Yeah, I must have known Skinner for 10+ years now, and he's the man, helping me a lot. Giving me a lot of different perspective. He cornered me in the absolute for ADCC also, and has cornered me a bunch in Australia. So when he's in town, we'll nab him. He'll be an interesting sit down.
Hell yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've only known Skinner. He came in a year ago, and I think me and him started talking because it's weird, like, yeah, because, like, there's, like, all the Aussie guys, and, like, actually, there's, like, Australia guys, and, like, the Asians, and the New Zealand. All you guys kind of, like, know of each other, it seems like, and then there's, like, the U.S. guys, but I'm from Canada, and Canada gets a lot, like, the Canadians get along a lot with the Aussies, so it's almost like people see me hanging out with you, or they see me hanging out with, like, Ben Hodge and stuff. They'll come in and be like, what's up? So then I started, like, hanging out with Skinner, like, a year ago. We went out to dinner, and I immediately was like, man, this guy's the shit. This guy's such a beauty. And then after that, just talking on Instagram, and he, like, was like, hey, man, I'll break down some of your matches. You got questions? And then it just basically turned into, like, an online coach. And I was like, man, you don't want me to, like, I can pay you for it. I can do whatever. And he's like, no, you're one of the boys. Like, I want to see you do well. So he's helped me a lot, and I've made huge gains in, like, my guard and stuff through Skinner.
Yeah. He's another one of those guys where we're talking about the mind for the sport. He's just got it. He just gets it, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I can't remember what the fuck I ate for dinner last night, but, like, I'm like to Skinner. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got passed here. And he's like, oh, here's a video of what you did wrong from a match from, like, 10 years ago. And I'm like, I sent that to you 4 minutes ago. Like,
yeah.
How did you?
It's crazy.
So all you guys are weird like that. I say something to you, and you're like, oh, you don't know who's the guy? I don't know. You said something about someone.
We're talking about Nino Chambray today. I saw that he closed his gym down. I'm not close with Nino or know him very well, but I did train there briefly. 2014, the first time I came out to the US to do the Worlds, and he was very, very polite to me and invited us in his gym and helped us out. And it was sad to see that gym close, like having been there and getting just a small experience with someone of that caliber. For those who don't know who he was a very, very talented jiu-jitsu practitioner who also fought in Pride and actually beat Sakuraba. So,
that's crazy.
Whatever, like I said, I don't know his circumstances. It's just sad to see a gym for a guy that legendary closed down. So I hope he's well, and I hope the next step of his life goes very well for him.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the sport is so. Because, like, I got into the sport, I guess, when it was, like, hitting, I don't know, I guess when it was hitting, like, a boom.
Yeah. How long have you been training?
6 years now. 6 years.
So you would have just hit, like, Danaher squad blowing up and all that time.
The first videos I watched were Keenan and Danaher.
Yeah, so I've been training for about 15 years now. I've been a black belt for 6 years. So I've been basically a black belt since you started. And
when did you get your black belt?
I got a... 2019. That's right. 2019?
Yeah. I've trained
6 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I started training in, I can remember. September, October 2018, so end of 2018.
Nice. June 8th to 2019, because my dad's birthday. Yeah.
Big Mark Moody.
Yeah.
Let's get that guy on the pod, dude. That guy.
Next time he's in the US, we'll get him on. I know he's coming out in August, so...
Dude, Mark.
Get him to tell some stories.
And then we'll get Jane. If we're putting Emily on, I'm getting Jane on.
That'd be a tough episode for me.
That'd be a
I'll
great
just get
episode.
roasted by you two.
100%. Jane's the best, dude. Jane's the best. But, we posted that we were going to do this yesterday. And actually, we still might not do this. If we listen to this back and we're like, this is fucking daunting how bad this is, then it's not going to go out. But we had a huge support from the Australians. Adam Jones said he'd hop on. I still haven't even met Adam. Adam hit me up on Instagram because, again, he was like, oh, this guy's hanging out with Declan. So he hit me up on Instagram and was like, yo, you should look up Declan Moody's scooter on YouTube. And I was like, what is this?
He said he'd only come on if we do a full episode breaking down my scooter edits. So
you said that. I was like, dude, we're going to call it the Scooter Companion. But fuck him. I told him that we were going to do it and surprise you. You were going to come in the thing and it was just going to be all up and be like, what's this?
Nothing with that man could surprise me. You know?
That's true. The guy has a head tattoo, for fuck's sake. I mean,
a standard procedure. He'll come in with the head tat out and the TN's on and be Adelaide repping hard.
I don't even know what you just said. But yeah, let's go, you know?
Shout out to the boys at M16. Everyone will know what I'm talking about.
Fuck, dude. M16. Yeah. So you were at M16. That's Miles, right?
Yeah, Miles Simpson, the owner of M16, and basically the reason I made it in jiu-jitsu. I was a brown belt when Miles opened the gym and I was going down and coaching occasionally. And then Miles sponsored me. Miles had been sponsoring me for years before I even worked for him. So he then started like the M16 Open, and then I eventually ended up full-time at his gym when I left my previous gym, and he's just supported me ever since. Like, he got me so many matches and prepped me for ADCC, and then was there when I won the trials, like came with me, and like then came to ADCC. I don't think you could ask for a better human being than that guy. So shout out to Miles. Also a legend in his own right in Muay Thai, MMA, and now a very active jiu-jitsu competitor in Australia, I think. Yeah. You know, one of the best people I've ever met.
Yeah, I saw a video of him the other day sleeping a guy in his gym with a body shot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any of these people. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I like I said before, I get pictures with Australians and the whole fucking country follows me and hits me up on it. Like, makes me want to go, really. So far, I think Australia is just the boys.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's the fucking boys, dude. It's a bunch of the boys. But yeah, I saw a video of him the other day. I think he kicked a guy in the stomach.
Yeah, poor Joshy Day copped it pretty bad.
Bro. Fucking mind my P's and Q's when I go to fucking M16 one day. Jesus Christ, I'm not catching one of those. Guy will fold me like a cheap chair.
His jiu-jitsu's good too.
Yeah, fuck. Tough day. But, fuck. Yeah, and then, were you doing the gi at M16? Or did you quit?
I taught the gi a little bit at M16, but our membership retention was like so much higher no gi, so it was pointless to have a gi class with 5 guys when we could have a no gi class with 30. You know. Oh,
okay, so did you do like pan packs and stuff in the gi when you were at M16? Or was that mostly at?
Well, while I was training through Bonsai, I would, when I was home, I would do the pan packs, and while at Bonsai, I won the pan packs gi and no gi at black belt. Dude,
that's a little thing people don't know. You got the gi in you. We were doing gi rounds at the gym, and then Declan was like, let me put one on, and just start hammering all of us. And we were like, what the hell? And he's like, you're looking at the bronze medalist of the European brown belt adult, dude. And we were like, oh, shit.
That's one of the most stacked podiums. People don't realize, Jonathan Alves was on that podium next to me in third. Makes me look really good. And the 2 guys in front of us have also gone on to have good black belt careers. Sorry, I don't remember their names, but it was a good podium.
That's sick.
At lightweight, too. So,
you're right, dude. Your right leg couldn't make lightweight.
It's crazy. I think I might be one of the only people to have done every IBJJF weight class. Because when I first started at 16, I made rooster weight, and then through the years, I've done every weight class from rooster weight to ultra heavy.
Fuck, were you as red at rooster weight?
Yeah, because I was in that Australian sunshine, brother.
Yeah, that sun over there is crazy, bro.
Especially the last 2 years, it's really got me.
Bro, that's some anabolic sunlight for sure. Crazy. Yeah, dude, that is. I was talking to Joseph the other day about it, and he was like, you did Europeans, right? You got bronze? And I was like, yeah, I got bronze this year. And he was like, who did you lose to? I was like, some guy named Marlon. He was like, Marlon Tajik? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, who else was there? I was like, it was the podium was me. I don't know the other guy. Sorry for the other guy. I think it was a guy from Scotland or Ireland. I mean, people are going to get mad. It's a blur to me. I'm not that traveled. First time I went to Europe was for Europeans, you know what I mean? So some guy with an accent. But then the guy who got second was Pavel and Marlon. And Joseph was like, dude.
Marlon beat Pavel?
No, Pavel beat Marlon.
Pavel beat Marlon.
And Joseph was like, that's a stacked podium picture. Why didn't you post that? And I was like, I didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't know who they were, really.
Yeah, it was funny when I did Europeans because it was the same thing. I fought I actually fought Ellis Younger at the Europeans, and I didn't, like, being on the complete opposite side of the world, I just wasn't as familiar. And obviously Ellis is incredible too, so.
Yeah. Since then, I know who Pavel is because I watched him absolutely dog walk my division. Him and Marlon actually had a really close match. Super close match. And then it was funny. I mean, let's get real. I was content. I remember Kieran, like, I went through the division. I had a bye, and then I think I got 3 subs, and then I got in the semis. And then in the semis, at that point, it was like the first time I podiumed at a major. And I was in the Skinner was there, and Kieran Kachuk. Shout out Kieran, that guy's a fucking Kieran's the man. Wish we could have him on the pod soon enough. Kieran,
Bring him back.
free Kieran. But Kieran came up to me in the bullpen, and he's like, "Hey man, like you got to get focused." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm on the podium." And he was like, "Yeah, I get that, but you got semis coming up against Marlon." And I was like, "I'm on the podium," and then like. Maybe no. I mean, I'm gonna admit this just because, but in my mind, I was like, bro. A couple years ago, I didn't know if this was really gonna be a thing, and for me, like, I was like, man, this is sick. Like, I'm content. Like, fuck it. Like, this is good. But I got out of the headspace and then just got walked over by Marlon. He just obliterated me. Talk about a guy you don't want to go against. Some Atos. Oh man. He was like, yeah, thank you. I was like, yeah, that was a fun 90 seconds. But yeah, I just wasn't focused. But. No, and then so after that, they were like, you can do Absolute. And I was like, no, I'm going to go have a cigarette, a croissant, shoot back an espresso, and sit at the beach, dude. I'm done clocking out. No overtime for this guy.
Yeah, I remember the Europeans I did, they asked me if I was going to do Absolute. And, I was lightweight at the time. And I remember I was walking to the registration, and I saw Victor Hugo in front of me register. And I was like, I am not the same species as that,
Bro, how big is that?
He is a giant.
It's alarming. Like a lot of the guys you see, because I remember obviously you watch it a lot, and I remember like I'd watch it a lot back home, and here's how delusional I was. I remember seeing Heisem, and I was like, me and him are the same size, so I was like, maybe I'll just watch what he does, and then I just realized that what he does is just like I'm not doing what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For reasons that we can guess, he's just a different fucking man than me. You know what I mean? I'm fourth generation fucking slow white guy. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a tough go. And then I met him in real life, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you're like 6'4", 230 pounds. And I said that to him first time I met him. I was like, I thought me and you were the same.
And that's
size.
just when he takes his pants off.
That's bro. The dressing room would get dark when that guy showered.
Can't say that.
Why? That might be the first fucking beep out. Just kidding. We love Heist. I mean, we're being nice to him.
Yeah, I hope he's doing well over in Dubai.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to all the guys going through Ramadan right now on their spiritual journey.
Yeah. Yeah, Musab's going through it.
But yeah, poor Musab. He's actually killing it. Like he's coming in doing the comp trainings. This is the first time I've ever said anything nice about him on camera. But to be going through Ramadan and not being able to drink water through those trainings, I don't know how he's done it.
Yeah, to his face, I'm always like, "Come on, man, you're fine. It's just a little bit of a fast." But no, it is actually tough, dude. He's the fucking man. I love Musab. Yeah. But yeah, like when you see these guys in real life, you're like, "Oh shit." Some of them, like, you're like, "I thought you were gonna be bigger." But some of them, like. When I saw Victor Hugo walk by at the Austin Open, I was like, what?
Yeah. Shout out to Lucas. He did not give a fuck how big that guy was.
That was crazy.
He's the man. He's another guy. Lucas, if you come out to the US, please hop on the pod.
Yeah. I went a full month, maybe. Maybe not a full month. I mean, a lot of... Where I was just watching Lucas stuff, and then you would you were watching Lucas stuff, showing me the Lucas stuff. I would kind of maybe hit it on a whiter boo belt, and then I would post it on Instagram.
Also, shout out to Shuffle and Lucas for the money that I won from that match.
You bet on Lucas?
Yeah, close to the ADCC payment I received that weekend. Thank you.
That's fucking crazy.
I told all the boys, I was like, watch, he's gonna beat Victor first round. I think Owen actually said this on a podcast too. He's like, yeah, Declan said the whole time.
Well, there's no footage of him.
I just know the avenues of victory just weren't there. It's like Lucas's guards are never getting past, and he's so dangerous the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like now, like I mean, everyone. I think I still don't like. He's been put on a little bit now, but not too much. But from what I hear from everyone that trains with the guy, he's crazy good.
Yeah, he's the motherfucker,
That's insane. I just know that I steal his stuff, I put it on my Instagram, and then he comments sick. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I feel like I'm just ripping you off. And he's just like, oh, this is really cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's yours.
It's yours.
It's literally, Declan showed me what you do, and I do it because it's sick.
Yeah, but I show you a watered-down version.
Better than no version. I wish. Yeah, I think he's starting to post more, isn't he?
Yeah. He's definitely posting a bunch more now. But secretly, I don't want him to. So every time I go home, I can steal all his stuff and no one's seen it. You know.
That's true. That is true.
You know.
Can you talk about? You can't talk about WNO yet, can you?
No.
All right, just kidding. But the rest of the boys, Nick Rod's getting ready for... That's WNO, isn't it?
Yeah, Nick Rod versus Kynan. I think, realistically, this is probably the match for the number one pound-for-pound active competitor right now. You know, the Victor Hugo match happened, but I don't think it discredits Nicky Rod at all. I think he looked great the whole time. Just a hiccup in the match, you know. Victor's an incredible grappler too, so... But yeah, we're just getting railroaded by Nick Rod every day now, so fantastic.
That fucking guy, dude. Like, yeah, I don't know. When I moved here, I was like, all right. I didn't really, because he's like one of those guys where I said like with Owen, where he has like a persona.
Yeah.
And then you meet him, and he's just a super fucking nice, really good guy, really down. If you show that you're working hard and you give a fuck. He has time for you.
Yeah,
like,
he's down for the boys for sure.
He showed up to the Round Rock Sportsplex to corner me at an open.
Also, like shout out to him. There was a point where, you know, I was here alone and like didn't have anyone, and he like took me in for Thanksgiving and things like that. I think people don't see that side of him, but he's got a really good heart. I don't know if he wants people to think that, but I'm going to tell everyone anyway.
That's true. Yeah, we went to Christmas again.
Yeah.
Was it Christmas this year?
We went to Christmas at his house too.
Yeah, Christmas.
Well, we had Christmas at the gym and Christmas Eve with the Rods.
Yeah, so they're super nice. But yeah, that guy's got layers because he just doesn't talk much. Like, he just seems like just like this big athlete. But his mindset, like his ability, like you said this the best yesterday, his mindset is crazy. And like his ability to turn off external factors and then just to get work done in the gym, like nothing's happening, is probably he's literally the definition, I think, of like a steel trap.
Yeah, the CJI camp was unbelievable. Like, he missed one day of the camp because his son was born. He was there for that, and the next day, he was in like nothing had changed in his life. He just came in, steamrolled everyone, left, went home to family life.
Yeah, I remember that. He like went up to like Demon and was like, "Do you need me to do anything else?" And Demon was like, "No, you did everything." And then he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go see my kid." Yeah. And we were like,
so
"All right, big dog."
That mentality is insane. That can't be learned, you know. But it's inspiring to see that for sure.
Dude, he's trying to teach me. I do not have the mindset, you know. I get fucking pissy. I'm a little bit, dude. I'm such a little bitch sometimes with training. It's crazy. I fucking hate it. And it's funny because I post these videos on Instagram where I'm hilarious, and it is true. The best comedy comes from sadness. I'm truly just like, I need to make this funny, or else I don't even know what I would do. I'm just kidding. But like,
he's not.
No. But yeah, no. Like he sees like I get like pissed and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, you got to read this book. You got to do this. You got to do that." And he like makes fun of me. I think making fun of me is probably the best route about it, because like after I realize, I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty fucking stupid." Like there's easier things, or there's like things in life that like really like this doesn't really mean as much as like you put it out to be. But trying to learn the Nick Rod mindset. The guy, I'm part of the Nick Rod book club. And then I found out that even being a part of the Nick Rod book club is, I had inside sources that they're like, "Oh, he told you to read this book and that book." And I was like, "Yeah, I finished both of them." And they're like, "You read more of it than him?" And I was like, "What?" And like, dude, he just like reads a couple chapters. And I was like, "Yo, did you even finish that book?" And he's like, "Buddy, 3 chapters, you get the book." You know what I mean? Starts reiterating itself. And I was like, I
thought you were talking about the Nick Rod book club of how to have a boy.
Oh my God, no, not yet. Emily wants to have some babies, but not yet. Let's get a little bit more money going there. But that is true, too. He did read a book to try to have a boy.
Succeeded.
And he did succeed. I mean, the guy is an ultimate winner. Yeah. But now he's handing that book out to people at jiu-jitsu. So, I don't know. Now we're going to have, like, what the fuck are those things called that, like, help people have babies?
The IVF?
No, a midwife.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Nick Rod midwife service, dude. Just trying to... No, that's another avenue for the guy. Have an instructional on how to have a son. How to have a son. He told me he wants to have like a basketball team. Or no, he wants a kid for every division.
Unfortunately, I think most of them are going to be heavyweights, you know?
His baby's huge.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, how are you going to have a 66? He's like, well, he'll win 66 when he's 16. I was like, even at 16?
Even at 16, that's going to be a big kid.
Yeah. But yeah, so he has got Kynan coming up, which that'll be a sick one. I mean, Kynan at ADCC was, I mean, yeah, I don't have to tell you that, but Kynan.
He wasn't bad.
Bro, he was nuts. Like, it's crazy, like, when he comes out, and when he's on, it's like, what in the like, especially because, like, rolling with you, like, I get to roll with a lot of sick people, but I roll with you, and I'm like, what are you made out of? This is so stupid. Like, this is so dumb. And then you watch Kynan roll with people, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was so funny going into that ADCC. I was like, well, no one is going to be stronger than me in that division. It's just not physically possible.
I agree.
And as soon as I touched Kynan, I was like, all right, there's one guy stronger than me in this division immediately. I was like, Jesus. But not only that, he's so technically precise. Like,
he won worlds at every belt, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. But what I took from that match, like, was crazy. Like, definitely improved me as a competitor. Like, just feeling what he was doing. So, you know, although things like those matches didn't look great for me and were, like, shit at the time, like, to lose on that stage. But what I've taken from it, I think, is way more important than what I would have gained if I won, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Except the money and the followers and, you know? So maybe I did. Maybe I should have won it.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you win trials. It's your first kick at the cat. I mean, everyone forgets you also beat Paul Ardilla, which Paul Ardilla, not only is he the most handsome, well, one of the most handsome guys in the game, and he's a lawyer, which so. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, fuck Paul Ardilla, dude. I'm just kidding.
Dude,
the guy seems super nice too, but it's like you can't be good at everything.
Lovely dude. I was like, this guy can't be better looking than me, have a better job, more money, you know, and beat me at jiu-jitsu. That would be obscene.
It's crazy.
What could I have?
He pulls up to trials in a new Porsche every year, wins.
If he beat me, I would have hoped he was hung like a hamster, dude. You know. Definitely not.
Probably not, dude. The guy's just the guy's just winning, but yeah, people forget. They just like remember like the Kynan thing, but yeah, you beat Paul Ardilla. And Paul is a 5 times trials.
Yeah.
I mean, to win trials 5 times, and he has a full-time job.
Yeah, I think he's the man in Atlanta.
And it's insane. I mean, that's impressive on itself. Yeah, I've never met Paul. I don't know Paul, but
yeah, we didn't have an extended conversation, but very nice guy.
I've heard. Yeah, Wojcik's hung out with him, and
speaks very highly of him.
Yeah, everyone I've seen who hangs out with him says he's a super good guy, which I guess makes sense. But I don't know, man. I mean, you're, like, your first ADCC, like, what do I know? Like, I'm still, like, trying to figure it out, the game. I've barely trained, but, like, I mean, I think everyone wants to do as good as they can, but, like, you get given Kynan second round of weight division and second round of absolute.
Yeah. Shit draw, but it is what it is, you know. Yeah. If you can't beat everyone in the division, you don't deserve to win the division. That's sort of how I always looked at it.
Exactly. So, we'll see. Maybe Nick Rod gets the avenge.
That's it. Send in Daddy Rod. Sort out all my battles for me.
Brother Rod. Yeah, dude. And then, I mean, after that was good, though. I mean, like, you, like, did a lot of, like, guillotine defense.
Yeah, definitely. Not enough before the Penna match, but... yeah, since then, a lot of front head.
The first 6 minutes, though.
A lot of headquarters stuff since that and the Jimenez match, so...
Oh, yeah, that's enough. Dude, you've had a crazy, like, 8 months.
Yeah.
Kynan twice, Ardilla.
Penna, Baby Shark, Jimenez.
Oh, yeah, let's not forget, dude. The 60... I'm here... Guys, that should have been the intro. I'm here with the 66-kilogram king.
The greatest,
undefeated at 66.
The greatest 66-kilogram champion of all time.
100%. Declan Moody. Bro, when he came out, I was like, imagine... Actually, no, I'm not going to lie. I was watching it in HEB. Emily was like, we have to go shopping. And I was like, well, okay. But I'm going to be on the cart the whole time. And then your match was late, I think. It said Declan Moody for like 10 minutes. And I was like, did I miss it?
Yeah, I think because we were the first round of the Absolute, there was like a big like break. And then we came back.
But yeah, we were in the checkout line, and the lady's like ringing through all of our food. And I'm sitting there on my phone, and I look at Emily, and I was like, I swear to God, if this little son of a bitch guillotines Declan, I'm throwing my phone at the wall. Like, get out of here, dude. Like, this is not. And then, of course, you just gave him a little size, like a little taste of size 36.
Yeah, he hit the hips, and he was in a shock. I don't think he could have locked his hands around me at that point.
Bro, I've been there. I've tried to shoot on you, and you sprawl on me, and I just fall. I'm like, well, that's life. But dude, that guy's having a sick year too. Today's it's Pan's finals today.
Yeah.
I think he's in the semis right now. I think he just subbed another guy, and he's going into the semis.
He he won Euros. He fought my friend Shoya. He used to train with Shoya in Japan, and he's an exceptional featherweight too, light featherweight. They had a good match at Euros finals, and I think they'll face each other in the semis today. So, pulling for Shoya, but Baby Shark, I think, is just pretty exceptional at that weight right now.
Yeah. Does Fabricio Andre do gi?
Yes, but he does featherweight, I believe, and Baby Shark light featherweight.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Yeah. That guy. I mean, where was that? Was that? Sorry, I was away from the mic there. What tournament was that?
The Polaris, where he just
threw 200-pound men.
Yeah, just throwing guys. Also, he's massive.
Oh yeah, he looks like an action figure.
He is the biggest 66. I think that's the limit.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's as big as you can be and get to 66.
How much does he weigh?
I have no idea, but he's a big fella.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like jacked.
He's obviously shorter, but he's just stacked with muscle.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see. Did you have to weigh in for the Polaris? Did they do weigh-ins just to see what the sizes were? Because I guess that's
I'm not
how you
sure.
could tell, because he wouldn't have cut anything.
We'd have to look back at that.
But yeah, dude, like that was insane. Because who did he throw? Did he throw? No, he threw Bodoni.
Threw Bodoni, and he
docked Levessi.
Yeah.
But then I think Levessi threw him after that.
Levessi.
Isn't that it? Well, fuck, dude. I mean, like I said, I went to Europe once. How do you say his name?
I don't know, man.
Livesley? Livesley?
I don't know where he's an English guy, so I'd say Livesley.
I mean, that makes sense. I was just putting a little twang.
Levessi.
Levessi?
Maybe from France.
Levessi? French-Canadian in disguise, dude? No, but yeah, he ducked. I think he hit a duck on Livesley.
Yeah, he put Bodoni and Livesley down, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. And then, did he do judo in his background, or was he just a jiu-jitsu guy?
Fabricio?
Yeah.
I have no idea. He's obviously got good throws, but he came up with those Manaus boys, Mika and stuff, so just obviously going to be good.
Oh, yeah, that's a crazy camp.
Yeah.
Was it Mika, Diogo Reyes?
Yeah, it was Mika, Diogo, Fabricio. They have another 66er who was really good. I can't remember his name right now, but
man,
it was a solid team.
I'm so bad with names. Thank God we don't know more Dagestan people. I would not even try. Wouldn't even try. I just called an English guy Levessi, and I just called the other guy Diego. It's like, nah, it's Diogo, you dumb fuck. Like, if it was a Russian guy, your boy's not trying, dude. Hell no. But yeah, that camp is pretty sick. I mean, oh, dude, were you here? Pato came in, but he didn't train?
Yeah, I was here. I watched him move around with Joe a bit. That guy's impressive.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. I mean, he came in and then seems like a super cool guy. I mean, he just sat there with his dogs.
Yeah, sick dogs.
And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Bring the dogs to training. I wish I could bring my dog to training, but she'd be all over the map. But yeah, he was just in there with his dogs, and I was like, this is sick. I mean, I want to go up to someone and be like, we should just let Pato coach today. I want to see what he's doing. Like, he's so, as a guy who just tries to leg lock people because I'm too old to learn how to wrestle, I mean, I watched so much of his stuff. And I was like super excited. I was like, I want to watch him roll. But he was like, oh no, I'm just chilling. I just wanted to come in and check out the gym. And I think he moved around a little bit with, like you said, Joe. But
yeah, that guy, insane. Like the run he's on, who's number one, is pretty exceptional.
Hey, dude, he outside heel hooked fucking Dante.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
And then had the match with Diogo.
That is true. That is true. But then Diogo got that back at ADCC, right?
He submitted him. Yeah.
What did he submit him with?
I want to say head arm.
Bro, I'm so bad for watching now. Like, I'll look stuff up when I'm like, oh, I think this would help me for like match study. But I guess that's the problem with the sport. I should probably start watching. I mean, if we're not even watching, who the fuck's watching? But like, if it's not like, now that like I know the guys, like you guys, I'll watch when the boys are on. And then when the boys aren't on, I'm like,
The benefit of being a B team is the boys are always on.
That's what I mean. So, like, I'll watch and then I'll put on Netflix. And I'm like, oh, they're about to go on, so I'll turn it back on. But, like, other than that, I have no idea. Like, I just found out the other day because I was cleaning the house, and it was just, like, a suggested thing on YouTube. I didn't know Wagner was in the finals.
With Mika, yeah.
No idea. I looked over, I was like, Wagner got second this year?
Yeah, Wagner got second a couple of times. He definitely medaled a few times.
I know, he's like 42 now.
Yeah, he's the man.
Didn't he just have a heart attack too or something?
Definitely had some heart issue, yeah. But
That's tough.
I did see him at the Fight Pass, and he looked well, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that guy's a legend. I mean, dude, the Mika match too, he like looked
good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he used to do 88, but he did 77 because his son did 88.
Yeah. He's done 77 a couple of times, but, you know, he also beat Luke Griffith, who is a monster of a human.
He did.
Yeah.
It's
pretty sick.
That's the problem with jiu-jitsu. It's like there's so many promotions, and everyone's just trying to make money. And, like, I get it because, like, how else are we going to make money? You know what I mean? So everyone is just like, oh, random rich guy who wants me to fight another guy for X amount of money, I'll do it. But then, like, wins and losses get lost in the shuffle unless it's on, like, Fight Pass, even then it gets lost in the shuffle. But, like, Fight Pass, WNO, or ADCC, like, even that one, like, what was that on?
That was Karate Combat, I believe.
Yeah.
Or the Pit Submission League or whatever they call it.
That's what
that was the one where it was in, like, some dude's backyard and they were having, like, a pool party in the background. I don't know if you remember that. It was insane. If you seen the Never Back Down, you know is it the first one or the second one? They're just scrapping in the back of the rich dude's house. That's what it looked like.
That's so funny. Instead, it's a 40-year-old guy fighting a 26-year-old guy.
Yeah,
and winning. Well, grappling.
It's somehow less believable than
Never
That is
Back
true.
Down. It is actually less believable. It's like we're gonna get a father to fight a 6'4".
A father of adults.
That's true. And like, how big is Luke? Luke's, dude, that's one guy where I was like, I wonder how big he is in real life. And then he like showed up at like one of the, because you see all these guys because like the Enigmas in town and like BJJ World, like all these like little like I mean not little anymore. They're doing a really good job at like all those like promotions in Austin, but they're there to coach usually. And he walked in and I was like, Jesus Christ, dude! Like,
I remember looking him in the eye, having to look up. I fought the guy twice.
Yeah,
unsuccessfully.
That's okay. We'll get that back. You know, we're on the. You're only 28.
Yeah, I think he's like 24.
Nah, you know. Look at Wagner. He's 41.
Yeah, I got time. I got a good 20 years left.
And you're a heavyweight. You could do this. Dude, that's another thing that's crazy. Doing 77
as an older guy is crazy. Those are the young boy divisions.
Yeah, but he's just dog.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I watched one where, like, Mika, like, I think hit him with, like, that Sasai, and Wagner just started laughing and then put his, like, hand over his face and then got out. And I was like, that's so funny.
I had a guy, I think, blue belt from back home, send me a video of AJ Agazarm getting in a scrap with Jake Shields at Polaris.
I watched that the other day on Instagram.
And then,
first of all, what do you, Jake?
I was like,
UFC.
look at this guy's track record. I said Wagner kicking him off the stage. Yeah. Hilarious.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know any of these guys. I'm not going to speak about people that I don't really. I'm not going to speak about people I don't know on a podcast. But in my mind, like, if I've had a couple matches now where they're like, oh yeah, that guy used to fight in the UFC. I am so much more polite in my grappling because I know if anything pops off, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and grab your ankle? Like, nah, you're a man. I'm just a guy who is like, yeah, I kind of like to scrap, but I don't really like to get hit in the head anymore, so I'm going to do grappling. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy got locked in a cage in front of people. Like,
yeah, that's what I was like in Kazakhstan. We were fighting the Dagestan team. I was like, if it pops off, the boys we're in for a bad time here, you know?
Oh, bro. Like, not... That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't know AJ, but, like, he kept, like, doing crazy stuff to Jake.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if Jake...
The scrap pack comes out of him.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the Diaz brothers just show up on, like, it's just, like, not...
Yeah.
But what's weird, though, too, is, like, Jake's really good friends with the Diaz brothers, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that was them. The scrap pack was, like, them and, like, eventually Kron and stuff, too.
There you go. And then, like, doesn't AJ train with the Diaz brothers now? Like, isn't he super tight with him?
I have no idea.
was gonna say that's a weird dynamic, but yeah, dude. I mean, that's just a ball. I mean, shout out to him for like having the balls to be like, screw it, but that wouldn't be me. Jake would club me. I'd be like, nice, fair. I'm not doing it back, but good for you. That's just how this goes, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even like when like, because we have like UFC guys who come in, like Joaquin Buckley came in.
Yeah, Joaquin Buckley, his grappling's really good.
The whole time in my head, I was just like,
yeah, well,
I'm not getting spinning kicked.
Yeah. Even when Mighty Mouse came in, it's like, that dude beat the shit out of all of us.
Bro. You know? Also, that was crazy. That was like a starstruck moment.
Yeah, you hit him with the disrespect.
I did not hit him with the disrespect. That was just an awkward moment. I fucked up.
Austin's out here trying to grab Mighty Mouse on the ass, you know?
I didn't. We took a picture with Mighty Mouse because obviously you're going to get a picture. The guy's the GOAT. Like, he's so sick. Like, I remember watching him do the Ray Borg suplex armbar, and I was like, before I grappled, that was when I was like doing a little bit of boxing, and I was like, what was that? Did you just pick up another trained person and then just armbar them in midair? But yeah, we took a picture with him, and we were all lined up, and he was in the middle, obviously, and I went to put my hand over his shoulder, and I touched hands with whoever else was hands there, so then I went hand down, and then for a second I was like, wait, am I holding Demetrius Johnson by the waist? And I immediately just was like, this is so awkward. I hate myself. What are you doing? So I immediately like went back up, and then it was just like a Ricky Bobby moment of like, I'm really pretty sure that photo, my hand's just fucking floating. I'm just waving at the camera. I'm just like.
Also, shout out to Mighty Mouse as a dude, you know? He was so nice. I was in shock how like personable and kind he was.
Yeah, he just showed up with his wife. He was early, which like half the room doesn't show up early, you know what I mean? He's the man. He showed up early, introduced himself to everyone. Scariest moment was like we were talking about like the suplex to armbar, and he's like, oh, you just like you have to like pop them up really high in the air and drop them, and like the way he was explaining it, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And he was like, yeah, Nick Rod, try it. Nick Rod was like, I'm gonna try it on you, and I was like, wow, you know.
I was mysteriously in the changing room.
I was like,
as soon as they were like, Nick Rod, I was like, whoop, gone.
Yeah, I was like, I'm an HVAC mechanic. We're talking about throwing me in the air and landing in an armbar with you. No offense to Nick Rod. It's just
some airtime.
That's a big, explosive guy. And I was just like, this is going to be absolutely brutal. And then I was the worst uke for it because I kept bracing. He was like, you got to let me do it. And I was like...
I ended up still having to feel it when the UFC guys came in, because they would film in the promo for him and Victor.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick Rod's, let's do the Mighty Mouse armbar. They're just throwing me in the air and armbarring me. I was like, sick.
Yeah, fuck. But you got to go to Vegas a couple times with him, though.
Yeah, Nick's taken me to Vegas for two of the fight passes now, the Mason Fowler and the Victor Hugo one, which is crazy. Like, we got to go to the Performance Institute, which is like state-of-the-art, incredible facility. But like walking in there and seeing guys like this time was crazy. Like the room was full because they had the UFC that weekend and they were filming The Ultimate Fighter. So I got to see DC and Chael, and Pereira was putting the finishing touches on his camp.
How big is Pereira?
He is gigantic.
Yeah.
He's gigantic. Like, I could not believe like how he makes 205. Like,
dude, he made 185.
Yeah, it's insane. The guy's so much bigger than me, and I was like, there's no way I can make 185.
It's true.
Like, it's insane. His hands and everything are just gigantic. And the presence he has, like, just in a room walking past him is crazy.
He seems, I mean, shout out to that guy. He was a mechanic before. He's one of the good guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think there's so many dudes who, like, twisted wrenches before or while they're doing it. Gives me hope, you know what I mean? As a 31-year-old guy who's just...
He started late, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, let's get real. I feel like there's a little bit more talent in the old Pereira genetics than the fucking, you know what I mean? But, you know, we're out here trying, you know, we're doing it. But,
back-to-back Austin Open champ.
That is true. We'll ignore the summer one. Back-to-back winner. Shit. Who cares about the summer anyways, you know what I mean? Yeah, fuck that one.
That's pool season.
Yeah, winter is when the Canadians really, you know, it's when I shine. It's cold. All these guys think it's cold out. I'm like, nah, this is fine. And I was fueled by Tim Hortons. They opened a Tim Hortons in Round Rock, and Emily pulled up, had a couple...
With the Timmies.
Bro, had a couple Timbits, and I was ready to rock, dude. I was just ready to go. But no, like, yeah, I mean... Pereira seems like the scariest. Like that video where Jamal Hill was talking shit, and Pereira just walks up to him and throws gloves at him, and says, "Get in the cage." I was like, okay, what do you...
Dude, it was like gunshots going off when he was kicking the bag. I was like, and this is a massive facility, and he's on the other mat, and it's just like, what the fuck is that?
That's crazy. It's crazy, too, because, like, it doesn't look... Like, I'm sure he is fast, but when you watch him fight, like, Adesanya, you can see, you're like, that guy looks fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's quick. But, like, Pereira, when you watch it, I mean, I'm not a kickboxer. This is probably a terrible take. Someone's going to... I mean, if anyone listens to this, they're probably going to be like, this guy's an idiot.
Jane Moody will listen. It's okay.
Hell yeah. What's up, Jane? But no, like, when he, like, throws, you're like, it doesn't look like he's crazy quick. Or, like, they're moving that fast. But everyone's like, dude, they hurt. Like, you hear podcasts with guys who fought against him, and, like, it's so painful when he kicks you.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nuts. But the person I was most jealous that you got to be in the room with was Chael.
Oh, yeah. Chael comes in with sunglasses on, full get up, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. He's another one with a presence, but it's slightly different, you know. Pereira's got that very intimidating presence. Chael's got, like, this such charismatic dude, you know.
Chael, I think Chael, every year goes by, Chael's Sonnen's stock somehow grows.
Yeah.
And he's not even scrapped. I think he was, like, underappreciated when he was scrapped.
There was years for, like, any time he would drop an 8-minute video, I would have watched it within the first 4 minutes of it being released.
Yeah, Emily's like, why are you watching this random guy talk? And she looks at it, and it's Chael Sonnen highlights of him just talking shit.
I also think the story that he told on the El Segundo podcast of him knowing DB Cooper goes underappreciated. That's insane. Of course he does.
He's just, yeah. I mean, he just goes on podcasts, makes up another story about something, and then he rides it out. Like, to this day, if people ask him about the Nogueira feeding the carrot thing, he still goes to it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? That's true. I'm like, man, that's hilarious. He wrestled in university, right?
Yeah, I believe to a very good level.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was the room was so stacked, it was crazy. Also, the previous fight pass that I went to for the Mason Fowler Nicky Rod match, we were in the warm-up room with Moicano, and he's also a really cool dude too. Getting to, like, be around guys like that, and he's just like a cool family guy, and then goes out and scraps and short notice fights Islam. You know,
that's nuts.
That's crazy.
And you said the facility itself was like,
it's unbelievable. Like the recovery room and stuff. Yeah, Nicky Rod got in the cold plunge, and I just watched him from the hot tub, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was big on the cold plunge when I got here. I was like, bro, it's so good. And then I started slowly realizing, I'm like, I'm still sore. Like, I don't know. I don't believe it anymore. But the Australians were the first ones. They're like, I think you guys are a bunch of idiots. Yeah. Every time I told an Australian I was cold plunging, they're like, yeah, I think it's just dumb.
It's just unpleasant for the sake of being unpleasant.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm off them. I mean.
And then when we looked into it, we're just delaying inflammation and.
Yeah, I looked into it. I mean, Mike Israel, also a guy who stopped in B team, who was the man. He said I had a nice chest, so I mean, pretty sick.
Who you to deny him?
I mean, exactly. So, but I listened to this thing with Mike Israel, and he was like, all it does is like what you said, delay like inflammation. So it's good for like baseball players that they're doing like a double header or something. But the following day after, like you're going to be super sore because you've just delayed it. But what really gets me is when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I have no offense to buddies back home, but they're like, yeah, I just spent $2,000. I got a cold plunge from my house. I'm like, motherfucker, you're an accountant. What are you inflamed from?
Also, your buddies back home live in -30, so
that's another thing too. That's okay. So that was a big flaming gun. I was like, I used to go frame houses and like pull like wire in like the 4th story on -38. I was still sore the next day. I was never not sore. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I train all the time, but because I freeze my ass off in fucking Canada, I feel great. They're like, what's missing is water. And I'm like, well.
Pour your drink bottle over you, see how good you feel the next day.
Yeah, fuck, dude, I did a cold plunge. I was really into it for a bit. I did a cold plunge. I made one out of a horse trough. Well, made one. I mean, my dad had a horse trough at his place, and I was at his place, and he was like, just fill up the horse trough. And I was like, yeah, fair. So I filled up like a horse trough with water in the backyard. And then like, you have like these little like it's like a little electrical coil. You put them in there for like cows and like horses and stuff so it doesn't freeze the whole way through. But the top would freeze. But it doesn't freeze the whole way through. So I'd use that to make sure it wouldn't freeze the whole way through. And then I'd go out with a hammer and I'd break it up and I'd hop in. And I did it one day when it was -42 with wind chill at night. and I did it like 10 p.m. And my dad was like, "What are you doing?" And I just got pneumonia.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's like,
Of course.
of course, everyone's like, "Why are you sick?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm doing all the right things. Like
Just
getting
recovering
cold
out
at
here.
minus 43. Like, why would
Dripping wet.
Why would I be sick? But no, what gets me is the guy. Yeah, like my buddies are like accountants. Like, you have a cold plunge. I'm like, dude, you do F45. You do the Mark Wahlberg workout twice a week. It's like, maybe quit drinking 4 nights a week first. You know what I mean?
Guys in Australia crack me up. They're like, "Oh, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to go cold plunge in the ocean." I was like, "The ocean is 28 degrees, brother. It's not cold plunging."
I would count that as manlier than cold plunging because you guys have fucking sharks, dude. I'm not getting in the ocean.
You are not special enough to be eaten by a shark. Why do you think you're winning the lottery here?
I'm just saying, like, as a guy that can't swim good, I can move.
Man's got a mean butterfly.
Bro. I lost the butterfly over the winter. It'll come back. It's crazy to think that was the first stroke I was going to learn. But hey.
Dove head first, literally.
I think that's just how I live my life. You know what I mean? Start jiu-jitsu, move to BT. Start swimming, I'm going to learn the butterfly. The delusion of me is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? But fuck it. But,
That's what makes the greats.
maybe. Or it's what makes HVAC mechanics, dude. You know what I mean? Proud member of the union. Actually, no. Union sucks, but jokes. Let me pass. But yeah, if you're doing cold plunge in the ocean, you're a man. Fucking, dude, another guy, Clayton.
Oh, share that, Clayton. He's the man.
Clayton is the man. Same with Jamie, too. Jamie's the man. But
boy.
Clayton sends me the scariest videos of Australia trying to make it. I'm like, I'm not coming. He's like, you're going to come out and hang. I'm like, you just sent me a spider that's as big as this wall. No.
He's dramatic.
I don't. No, dude. Dude, I scrap cockroaches here. We don't have cockroaches back home.
Yeah, I chased you with a cockroach.
Yeah, fuck
You're
you.
screaming.
Yeah. I don't want it. The first time I saw one, first one I saw one, I still do it. I grabbed a golf club in one hand and a raid in the other. And I felt like Chael Sonnen. I was like, can't let him get close. I was just jumping around the house, dude. It started darting at me, dropped everything, just ran. And Emily was like, you got to kill it. I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. And then I killed it, and I went into the bedroom just... I was like, yeah, I'm a knight in shining armor. Come on.
Did you pick it up and put it away, or did you just kill it and leave it and get Emily to clean it up?
I had to...
What's the truth?
I had to amp up to pick it up. Because they still twitch, the little things. It's like, doot, 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 doot. You know what I mean? It was still twitching, and I was just like, and then Abba almost ate it, and I was like, nah, you sweet angel. You can't eat that.
Yeah, she's going to kiss you on the face.
So I had to move, so I had to move her, but holy shit, we're already at 57 minutes.
Oh, shit.
All right, well, I guess we're going to probably cut it there. We're going to try to get Owen and Joe, well, try. I mean, they said they would do it, but they're also 21 years old, so we'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, we're going to get Joe and Owen on the next one, I think.
That's the plan. If not on the next one, we'll have them on eventually.
It'll be him or Wojcik. It'll be them or Wojcik or vice versa on second and third.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Yeah, let us know sort of like things you want to see on here, because like we're going to come in here pretty open each week and just like we don't want to ask the same questions to the same people that everyone's heard before. So we just want to shoot the shit with our friends and like get them to tell cool stories. And it's like I said, it's not always going to be jiu-jitsu heavy. We're going to have a bunch of people on with like cool jobs and things. We know hopefully I can get some guys on from music industry and stuff. So let's see.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll get some Canadians. I don't know anyone from any other industry, dude. It's jiu-jitsu.
Any Australian visiting will be on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll get Caleb Bears on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Bears for sure.
Yeah, see if I can get Christian Simmerling from Rocky, where I'm from back home. Throw him on. He's a fucking beauty, too. He's the guy who told me to move out here. But, yeah, well, let us know what you want more of. If anyone caught any strays in here, I'm sorry. I get one of these Lucy's in, half a monster, and I just fucking ramble. But if you guys are like, hey, tell that one guy we don't know, shut the fuck up more. We want to hear Declan more, put that in the comments. But, yeah. I guess that's it.
We'll see you next week.
Let's go.